In this lesson, we'll review a problem from the Identify the Error section. It's part of the Writing Multiple Choice. We're on page 896, question 28 out of 29. We know it's a difficult problem. Between the sales manager and I existed an easy, cooperative working relationship. Neither of us hesitated to discuss problems. I think the mistake a lot of students make who get this wrong is they don't know the rules. And I've told you, if you follow these lessons previously, in this section you obviously just have to identify the error. But if you get in the habit of thinking about what it should be and know the rule, that'll reinforce the selection, the error, and then your correct choice. But one rule that doesn't exist, if it sounds wrong or it sounds right, that is not a rule, that's a guess. So I think a lot of students end up with E here, but I'm going to tell you the answer here is A, and I want to explain why. I think students say, well, the sales manager and I, isn't that right? Aren't you supposed to say that? Well, it depends. Let's talk about pronouns. Now in English, the different types, there are different cases, and if you've learned English, most of you as a native speaker, you really don't know these rules, you just know how to talk. But I want to focus on subjective pronouns and objective pronouns. So there are singular and plural pronouns. So the subjective pronouns, that's if the pronoun is the subject. So that would be I, she, he. And there's also it, and these are singular as well, you and who. And then the plural ones, again, these are just a subjective case, they and we. What do I mean by subjective case? If these pronouns are the subject, you would say, I am here, right? Or she called me, right? Now, did you note how I ended that sentence I just gave you? There's the objective case. It depends if the pronoun's a subject or an object. If it's a subject, you use these pronouns. But if it's an object, you have to change the case. So what if I said, my boss invited? You wouldn't say I, because my boss is a subject. Invited. What's the objective case? It's me, right? And it's her and him. It, you, and who don't change. Actually, who does. There is a word, whom. You should be using that. But that's not tested, by the way, who and whom. The difference between that. But you should use whom. It's a good word. It and you doesn't change. And then this is them and us. There are two ways this gets tested, all right? If you see a question where it's, let's say, my boss invited, and there'll be a person's name and then a pronoun. My boss invited Jason and I to the baseball game. That is not right. Just take out the person's name and read it. My boss invited me. That's the first rule. Second rule, if there's ever a preposition, and we talked about what prepositions are. Prepositions are of, in, around, by, for, and between. There's lots of them. Between, a lot of students forget. Prepositions always take the objective case. So you would not say between the sales manager and I. You need to make this the objective case. It's between the sales manager. Objective case of I is me. All right. The answer here is A. See you next time. Thanks for watching.